you dancing with him?
Well, yes. Seeing how we do, you know.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together we have the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of
So
course,
I'm trying to get
Bob.
that out of my mind right now. Brad dancing with a skeleton. Okay, today, Brad, we're going to talk about the 7 best hip flexor stretches to decrease pain and for people who sit all day.
Right.
Yeah, this is going to be a good video, Brad. I commend you for.
Well, you know, once in a while I come up with a good one. So the old hip flexor, the iliopsoas. You know, it's a mouthful in itself. So what is it and where is it?
It's 2 muscles, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
It is.
Psoas. But the biggest thing about the hip flexors to me is if you look here, we've got a nice example of one, is they flex the hip, or in other words, bring your knee up like this.
Right.
So if we look at this, it goes like that. But look, it's connected down by the hip, which makes sense. But if you look at the other end of the muscle, can you see this, Lonnie? It goes all the way up and literally connects not, you know, to the spine off to the side,
Right.
to the spinous transverse processes, we call it. So when that connects and that pulls, it's putting force on the low back to, you know, to a certain degree.
if it's tight, it's going to actually pull. You know, if one's tight, it's going to pull you this way.
Right.
If both are tight, it's going to round you out like
spine
flex
forward.
the spine,
One
and you
way-
won't be able to straighten all the way up.
Right. So it can pull your trunk forward. You know, if they're tight, it can put pressure on the low back, which can help create or make back pain worse. So we want to keep those muscles loose. And when you sit a lot, those muscles, if you have an 8-hour day, you're sitting most of the day, those muscles inherently over time will contract. And we want to, you know, maximize them.
I would be surprised with most people, especially over 30 years old, that, you know, your hip flexors are probably tight.
Sure.
And then you can also get a little more compression on the hip too. If I don't stretch out my hip flexors, I start getting a little hip pain.
Sure.
I mean, so I think it, you know, it serves 2 purposes: helps your back and helps your hip.
Sure.
By the way, you see that? There's some new people here. By the way, if you are new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos on how to stay healthy, fit, pain-free, and we upload every day. Also, if you haven't already, please go over to Facebook and like us, because besides him, we don't have a lot of friends, so make sure you like us.
Bob, you just squished
I just
Gumby.
squished Gumby. Sorry,
oh,
Gumby.
Gumby, why? Look at that. We'll get him back in there. He's fine now.
All right.
All right. So look at, if we want to stretch that, we need to take this bone, the femur bone, and extend it.
Yeah, look how that's stretching that
It's
tape.
stretching that tape right out, and that's what we want to do. So how are we going to do that? I've got 7 different options to do that, because some of them, I mean, there's probably people who can do all 7 comfortably.
Right.
But there's some options, because if you have knee pain or some other problems, or, you know, if you're older, you're only going to be able to do 2 or 3 of them, which is fine. If you can do 2 of them, that's really all you need to do.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go through 7 of them, pick out the ones you like best, and work with them.
Okay.
All right, Bob. Let's start laying down.
You gonna do it?
Yeah, why not? I'll give it a try. So you can do this in bed. A firmer bed is better. Probably on the floor, a carpeted floor would be best. You probably don't have a plinth laying around at home. Let's get these glasses out of the way. And it's simply the old figure 4. This doesn't go directly to the hip flexor, Bob, but it gets to it. And plus, it's a good stretch for the hip in general, I think.
Sure.
So, and if you
So
do
he's made a 4
Yeah.
with his legs,
Yeah.
and he's stretching this side.
Right, that right hip is being stretched right
Like
now.
you said, it's not a pure hip flexor stretch.
Right.
But it's getting in there.
Right,
I mean,
and it's a good stretch in general. We like this
it is a good one to do in
regardless.
general, and it's a good one for the hip overall. It's easy to do.
Right.
Let's
And if you look at mine, look at the height of that knee, and now look at the height of this knee.
yeah.
This one's a little tighter, so I might stretch that one a little more. You can also go into this position, and I like doing this one. It
I do
just
too.
feels really good.
Yeah.
And for putting your socks on in the morning, this will help you get that functional motion.
I still can't get over that height though. Height versus height. It's just you say height.
Well, Bob,
I don't know if that's a Wisconsin thing or
I
what that
don't
is.
know either, Bob. That's a good question. Now, we're not English majors, so we really aren't the people to talk to. But should we go to the next one?
Good one. All right.
Okay, now this one directly goes to the hip flexor.
Yeah.
Scoot your bottom off to
But
the
you
edge
want
of
to
the
be
bed.
safe. Don't fall off the bed.
Right.
We don't want anybody saying they fell off the bed because of us.
Right, so keep your shoulders on, but get the right hip slightly off and let this leg drop down like this. Now,
Brad, tuck your shirt in a little.
oh, Bob, am I showing skin?
Yeah, a
Oh
little
my
bit.
gosh.
Little midriff.
Oh, that's
There
no
we go.
good.
That's
All right.
better.
All right. So here we go. And now I'm feeling that stretch. Now, Bob, if I bend my knee,
It
then
stretches even more.
it stretches more. It gets a different muscle. It gets that rectus femoris
Right.
more. If I straighten it out, it's going to get more of that iliopsoas. And they're both good to
And
stretch.
if you want to stretch it even more,
Oh, yeah.
yeah, pull this one up. Now look, watch what his leg did when he pulled. See how it's coming up? And Brad, as you mentioned before, you can always tell if you're stretching the right muscle by what the clothing is doing.
Sure.
So you can see
right.
the clothing is tightened up in here, and so it's stretching the muscle underneath it. But you can see his is a little bit tight because it's coming up.
Right. When I pull this knee up, the pelvis goes up this way and everything goes with it. So, if you have, a partner or someone and they want to give you an extra stretch, I do this with a patient. I'll just gently push down. Now that's going to get the rectus. Why don't you push on above the knee, Bob?
Down like this?
Yep, there. And now we feel a different stretch there, more in the iliopsoas.
Sure.
And you're not going to get aggressive.
No.
It should be a gentle, comfortable stretch, no sharp pain whatsoever.
And you'd want to do it on both sides.
Right.
You want to flip around and do the other
Right.
side too.
Bob, do you want to show the one prone?
Sure.
Because that one doesn't work for me because
Single, or do you want me to do double?
do press ups.
Oh,
just a
press-ups.
regular
Okay,
press up to
yep.
start with. Now this one stretches both iliopsoas, hip flexors.
And your back a little bit too.
Right, so you're getting two things.
So, and your hands are underneath your shoulders, and you're keeping your pelvis down. You're not lifting up like this,
Yeah, let me
otherwise
get
you're
it.
not getting any stretch.
Right.
So you're stretching like this. So again, this is good for the back for most people.
Right.
And it also helps stretch out those hip flexors, which is also good for your back. So you're
Right,
getting
you get two in one.
yeah, you get two good results.
Now there's a reason I'm not doing this one. I've got spondylolisthesis, so if you have that, or if you have spinal stenosis in the low back, those are the two cases that you don't want to do this
And
with.
you'll know because it hurts.
Right, it's not
and
comfortable.
It's not comfortable.
Right.
Sometimes with some people, even if you don't have those two things, this is uncomfortable, but over time, it starts to feel better.
Right.
And you can hold it for, for a good long stretch here too, for a prolonged stretch. Do you want me to show one leg then too, Brad, or not?
Sure, yep.
So you can also just go off the edge of the bed like this and have one foot down, and you're going to bring one leg like this, and then you're going to lift up like this.
Right.
So
This is a little more aggressive.
Yeah.
This is something you're probably going to be a little more mobile and fit because it is a little more aggressive.
it's a
Wouldn't you
good
say,
stretch,
Bob?
though.
Oh, yeah.
It goes at the muscle at a little bit different angle. So again, I think it's good that we're showing all the different ways to
Right.
do this because, like you said, there's some that may work for some and not others.
You want to go prone again? I just wanted to
Sure.
finish off in that position. If you happen to have a yoga strap, this happens to work well. You get it around the foot here, and
And then you can use one of the loops here to go ahead and you can pull forward real easy. This
Right.
works out really quite well. Gets the the rectus femoris
right.
again, doesn't it, Brad?
It's a hip flexor, and it goes all the way down to the knee. If you go up on your elbows more,
if I go
Bob-
like this,
oh, there you
now
go.
I'm getting my hip flexor too.
Yeah. So this is for those real flexible people that really want to get even more aggressive with that stretch. But again, this should feel like a comfortable, normal stretch, no sharp pain.
You can also do this on your side.
Yep,
So
there you
like
go.
this. So I'm pulling it like this, and now I can go way back like this too, Brad.
Sure.
So I'm getting
Right.
the hip flexor. Works out quite well.
Now, I know people are going to be wondering, well, how many repetitions to do or how long do I hold it? There's different theories on that. Bob and I usually like to do the pressure on, pressure off.
Quite often. I'm pushing pressure on. I'm giving a little release, and sometimes I even get a little resistance.
Sure.
And then I push it back further.
Right.
So
And
contract,
that gets a
relax.
little more complicated.
does, it does.
So we like to go the pressure on, pressure off, and about that cadence. So it's like a second or two on and relax. You can, some people like to hold 15, 20, up to 30 seconds. That's an option as well. Then you're only going to do it once, maybe twice, versus 10 repetitions with the pressure on, pressure off.
The yoga strap or the stretch out strap is down below in our Amazon list.
Sure.
So if you
Yeah.
want either one, if you're interested in purchasing one.
Right. And they're not very expensive either.
No.
Okay, now we did the next one you already showed where you're standing with the knee on the edge of the bed.
Oh, sure.
Yep, so
I'm
that-
sorry, I skipped ahead.
That's all right,
right.
Bob. Okay, because people will be counting.
Yeah, they will.
Now, that counted one, so we're at number 6 now.
Okay.
Okay, now this one is similar to what we just did, but you're standing. Just grab your foot here
I actually, to do this, I have to actually grab the opposite side. Does that make sense? I grab, so it's my left arm, my right leg, and that's how it works for me.
Yeah, actually, that works for me too. I can go either way, but actually, I kind of like going curdy. See,
I can't do this one. I guess I can do it, but it's a little more difficult.
right? And
So-
you can see, and everyone's going to be a little different. There's some people who just will not be able to do this because of the balance or they're tight. So this is
It's a
probably
good one to do, you know, like when you're right before a race and you don't want to lay down in the wet grass, you know what I mean?
There you go.
You've been there, right, Brad?
Look at this knee. If it's up here, that's not going to work as well as you pull the
Yeah,
knee
I'm
back.
pulling way back.
And this one, I like to do the pressure on, pressure off. That's how I'll work it with this particular stretch. Okay,
All
and the
right.
last one, Bob, we're going to need,
A pillow.
you know, if you're on the grass, you can do it on the grass. You need something soft so your knee doesn't get, you know, if you're on a hard floor, it's going to be uncomfortable. You're going to do it up there? Okay.
Yeah.
This is going to be done, you know, on the floor, but it's easier to see.
On this way.
Yeah, and here, this is really a nice demonstration of a nice, so Bob's keeping his torso nice and tall as the stick shows, and if you look at his femur, it's like this, so he's got a really nice hip extension. Your hips aren't that tight in extension, it's because you do
No,
this a
I
lot.
do it. I do it a lot.
Right.
And yeah, like you said, we can do it this way too.
Yep,
It's a little bit different. It's not. I don't like it as much.
right,
But I do tend to do it
sure.
just this way.
You
So.
do the other leg once so people can see. There you go. See it from the other side, and then bring this arm up out of the way. There, you can see his trunk is there, and we can, right there is the hip extension that we're looking for. So there you go.
All
That's
right.
seven stretches for the hip in the nutshell, and try them all and do which one you like the
Thanks
best.
for watching.